Welcome to the latest edition of Fight and Talk Wales. Myself and John Scriven. Just want a big shout out to our sponsor, Demon Shields, on Facebook, on Twitter. The leading gum shield manufacturer in Wales for combat sports, rugby, etc, etc. Check them out. Been a while since we've done a show. On this show we're going to be covering the upcoming Cyclone promotions in Cardiff. And we've got a couple of interviews for you with Lee and Andrew Selby. We'll start off from there. Lee Selby's title defence in London. Good performance by Lee Selby. Dominated the fight apart from that knockdown in the second round. It was quite a heavy knockdown, but he recovered from it well. It didn't seem to really faze him too much. I suppose, in a way, Lee Selby is sometimes just too good for his own good because he makes things look so effortless. Yeah. And he just dominates good opponents.
Good, solid performance. A little bit of criticism I've been reading about Lee Selby, saying that to expose him and stuff, but Lee didn't know a lot about him going into the fight, and I think Lee done really well.
Yeah, and on to the next one. I think Josh Warrington is the name that gets mentioned with Lee Selby. They were both with Eddie Hearn, so it's an easy fight to make promotion wise. Warrington's a big ticket seller up in north of England. For me anyway, I know people might disagree, but I think Lee Selby beats Warrington fairly easily.
Yeah.
I can't see. I can't.
Well, people are making noise and calling him out for the Warrington fight, but when you see the interviews with Warrington, he doesn't seem to really want it. I think he knows in the back of his mind he's not ready for Selby yet. Yeah. I think maybe the promoters and the fans want it more than what Warrington does.
Yeah, I think it's probably, from Warrington's point of view, I mean, it's probably worth making the fight now. He'll probably get good money for it. There's a chance to fight for a world title, and he's still young. If he doesn't win, he can come again.
But different leagues at the moment for me.
Yeah, definitely. As I mentioned at the top of the show, I went down to interview Lee Selby, so let's cut to that interview.
In your last fight, you won a clear points decision against Eric Hunter from America. I mean, he came over with a bit of attitude and was a little bit disrespectful to yourself and also to different people in the media. And we won the fight fairly easily, apart from the second round where you got knocked down. I mean, how hurt were you in that second round?
To be honest, I thought I slipped. It was a good shot he caught me with. I could say I got caught cold. I watched the fight back, and I was off balance. I threw a shot. I pulled back with my chin in the air. My legs were square, and he caught me with a good punch. But luckily, my legs were fine. My head was clear. I got to my feet and just carried on with the job.
As a professional, was that the hardest single time you've been hit actually during a contest?
To be honest, I didn't feel it at all. And to be honest, in all my fights, I haven't really felt a painful punch, luckily. But it was sort of like a flash knockdown. As you could see, watching the fight back, it was a great punch, but I weren't hurt at all.
A name that's been linked with you over the last few weeks is Josh Warrington. That's a fight that your promoter and Josh's promoter Eddie Hearn seems to be pushing now. How do you feel about fighting Josh Warrington?
It's a natural fight, a great fight for Britain, and it's like a natural rivalry that's been built up. I've been vacating my titles, he's been picking them up, trying to follow behind me, and let's get on.
There has been talk of different potential venues. Are you happy to fight Josh here in Wales or up in Leeds if need be, or on neutral territory?
I'll fight him anywhere. I'll go up to Leeds, no problem at all, and knock him out in front of all his friends.
And how do you rate Josh as a boxer? I mean, what do you think? You were the pundit on Sky a few weeks ago at his fight. I mean, how do you rate him, his overall performance, his overall capacity as a fighter?
He's decent. I wouldn't say he's great, but he's decent because he's won the British title, the Commonwealth title, and the European title. The opponents are quite suspect who he beat for the titles. He didn't beat me, who was the original champion. But you look at his last fight, he wasn't too impressive, and I watched him live from ringside. He boxed a guy called Dennis Tuberon. He come into the ring with a pair of jeans on under his shorts, so it shows the level he was at, and he gave him a run for his money. And then that same Tuberon come over a few months later and boxed Mitchell Smith, and he dealt with him in a round. where Warrington struggled with him. So you can see what sort of level he's on, and it's nowhere near mine. But they've been calling for the fight. He got a good fan base, so there'd probably be decent money involved. So I'm happy to fight him anyway.
Right, next big show to look forward to, Ciaran. May the 14th, Cardiff Ice Ring. Cyclone Promotions, hooked up with Sanigar. And there's going to be a TV deal on Channel 5, I think. Lee Haskins defending his world title against Niño Morales.
Yeah,
with a really good undercard.
Yeah, an excellent undercard. From a Welsh point of view, obviously, headline fight is Haskins defending his world title, but there's lots of really good, exciting, up-and-coming Welsh fighters on the undercard, including Craig Kennedy.
Yeah.
Kennedy's fighting for IBF international title. I don't really like those different types of belts, but I suppose it is what it is. Gets him a ranking with the IBF. A good fight for Kennedy. I mean, the guy he's fighting's only had one loss, I think. Bit of a puncher, but at a lower level, so it'll be a test for him as well.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent fight. I mean, I think most people, I was expecting, Kennedy to be fighting for the British title now, but I don't know what exactly the situation is there, whether Mackenzie doesn't want to give the belt up. I'm not quite sure. I think he was injured for his last fight, Mackenzie, so he didn't actually fight for the European title. But it'd be great to see Craig Kennedy out again on television.
Yeah.
Kennedy sells loads of tickets, so it should be a great atmosphere. His fans always create a great atmosphere in whatever venue he fights in. And just hope we see Craig Kennedy improving on some of the little mistakes he makes.
No, and it's good that they keeping him busy, keeping him active. He's always in the gym, always fit, always ready to go. And I'm sure when the British title fight does come, he'll be more than ready for it.
And I think Craig as well. He's got the sort of personality and the fans that he could be a real star of Welsh boxing. I think if he starts fighting on TV on a regular basis and sort of hopefully keeps winning and builds up a bit even bigger fan base, he could be the next boxing star from Cardiff. I mean, Cardiff hasn't had a boxing star for quite a while now.
No.
So it'd be good to have a big name fighter out of the capital city of Wales.
Yeah, definitely.
Also on the card is Andrew Selby fighting for the British title. Only is it fifth fight?
Something like that.
Yeah, amazing. That's an amazing achievement in itself.
Yeah.
Fighting Lewis Norman with a vacant title. Norman, I think, 11 fights. Just got his record here. Yeah, 11 fights, 1 draw, 1 loss. But I think we all expect Selby to win this.
On paper, Louis is the favourite, I'd say. On paper,
Would you say?
looking at this record
look at
and
records,
stuff.
yeah.
No, I think Selby should come through this one alright.
Yeah, and Andrew Selby, I think something special. Just when you watch him train, when you watch him just sparring and on the pads, you can just see he's got something special. Yeah. And then, like I think we said probably in one of the other shows, they're hoping to get him a world title fight, perhaps even before his 10th fight, which is amazing.
It's amazing, yeah.
So I interviewed Andrew when I was down at St Joe's the other day, so let's cut that interview.
Now, you've had your 4 pro fights, you're challenging for the British title on your 5th fight, which is an amazing achievement in itself, to dream me boxing for the title. A lot of people have been saying bold statements, saying you can possibly fight for a world title after 10 fights. Does that put any pressure on you? Do you feel any pressure of expectation?
Yeah, definitely. I know I got the talent to do it, and it's just the fitness. I'm jumping from 6 rounds now to 12 rounds for my next fight. But I've been doing okay in the gym, sparring 12 rounds every other day. But every boxer has pressure, so it's just how you handle it or not.
Do you know much about the guy you're going to be fighting on the 14th of May in Cardiff?
Yeah, he was English champion. He's very good, but I think I'm just that bit stronger and faster in him.
How far do you think you are off sort of the world level at the moment? Obviously, possibly win the British title. Where would you go next? Would you look at jump straight into world level then?
Well, I look to defend the British maybe once or twice, then jump from European. If not, go straight for the world. I've seen the world champions. Obviously, Ron Gonzalez, the WBC champion, but he's moving up to super flyweight anyway. So maybe that title will be vacant, or I've seen the other champions and I could beat them. It's just holding my own with them for 12 rounds is the question, that's it.
And another exciting fight to look forward to, Ciaran, is Tony Dixon. I think he's about 7-0 now. Going into another tough fight. Like I say, he's never had an easy one anyway. He's having another tough fight against Paddy Gallagher.
Yeah, great. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think this actually could be the fight of the night, could steal the show in terms of just action.
Yeah.
And Tony looked really impressive in his last fight, getting that first round stoppage, which I don't think anyone expected him to win as devastated as he did. And like you said, this is another tough fight for Tony. Paddy Gallagher, he's not a journeyman. He's a fighter who's looking to win. He's be looking to beat Tony. So Tony's got to be at the top of his game. And I think this is the type of fight that Tony needs at this stage of his career. A really tough test. And hopefully the fight makes it on television. Hopefully they show it and highlight Tony's career, and should be an exciting fight. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely one to look out for.
And also on the card is Nathan Thorley fighting Anthony Trow. It's not actually on BoxRec, the fight, but we spoke this morning to Nathan Thorley's team, and Anthony Trow, his first fight in about 4 or 5 years. I think he's got a record of 1 win and 2 losses, but don't be misled by the record, because Anthony will be coming to win. Anthony's not a journeyman. He's not there to make up the numbers. He's not there to collect a payday. He'll be in there looking to get his boxing career back on track, and he'll be in there trying to beat Nathan Thorley. So the first time in Nathan Thorley's career, he's going to be facing someone who wants to win just as much as he does. And I think that's going to be a really interesting fight.
I was told about this fight a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't believe it, because obviously Anthony been in retirement for 3-4 years. But the fight is on, and like you said, he'll be coming to win. I've been watching videos of Anthony training and stuff, and he's taking this fight serious, and he's looking to get back out there.
Yeah, and I think with Anthony as well, even though he hasn't fought for a number of years, he's a very fit guy. He always keeps himself in shape. I think he's involved in amateur boxing as well.
That's it, yeah.
So he's never let himself go as such. He may have sort of let his boxing skills and sharpness slip a little bit, but he's been back in training now, and that's going to be another really good fight on the card.
Yeah.
And I think that's another fight to look forward to, because it'll be good to see where Nathan is in his career. Obviously you'll have to say Nathan's the favourite with his amateur pedigree as well. But it's going to be a really good test, I think.
Yeah, but Anthony got a good win on his amateur career, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think Anthony beat Craig Kennedy as an amateur, so he's a good standard.
Yeah.
Also on the card is we've got Mitch Buckland, Morgan Jones, two of the up-and-coming fighters in Wales. I mean, Mitch Buckland probably he deserves a title fight now. He's
at that level, isn't he?
Yeah, he's probably one of those fighters. He's just a bit awkward. He's awkward to fight. He's awkward to look good against. He's the old cliche. He's too good for his own good.
Yeah.
Because nobody really wants to fight him, because he's an awkward, tricky customer. But I mean, we hope he fights against someone decent, because I think he probably look better. The better the opponent, the better Mitch will look.
Yeah. And
I think possibly if he fights a journeyman, they'll probably shut up shop and go into a negative survival mode, and Mitch might struggle to look too exciting. Not his own fault, just down to the opponent's lack of ambition. Morgan Jones, I know you've been impressed with Morgan, the progression of his career, John.
Yeah, definitely. He is definitely a top prospect, isn't he? Slick, sharp, and I like watching Morgan. He's like I say, definitely one to look out for the future.
He seems to have it all. He's got speed, power, his punch selection.
Yeah.
I think on the last show in Merthyr, I think Morgan Jones, even though he was only fighting a guy he was expected to beat, and he was the standout fighter in terms of just the full package. Really impressed. Really looking forward to seeing Morgan fight again. And another Cardiff boxer in action, Frankie Borg, fighting Conrad Cummings. Frankie's got a few losses now. Needs to try and turn things around, get a win.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough fight for Frankie, I think.
Definitely, like you say, he's got a few losses. His confidence can't be running high, but he's always in the gym, isn't he, Frankie? He's
he's a proper gym rat.
He's a gym rat, and he never doubts himself. And he'd be going to win, and I think he wants a win and then kind of knock things on the head with the boxing as far as fighting as a pro. But
he's got a great attitude to boxing. I think Frankie, he's always in great shape, always in the gym. Whenever I'm down to St Joseph's, we can almost guarantee Frankie's going to be there, training and working hard. And hopefully Frankie can get the win in front of his home fans in Cardiff. He's a Cardiff boy, so it'll be good for Frankie. Maybe just to draw an end to his career.
Yeah,
he's given Welsh fans a lot of exciting fights over the years. So that about covers the Cardiff show. Like I said, it's on Channel 5. I think there's probably still tickets left, I'm guessing. If anyone does want tickets, contact any of the Welsh boxers we've mentioned. I'm sure they'll be able to sort you out. Do them a favour as well, buying a few tickets off them.
Just to mention as well, there's a couple of other boys fighting on it which ain't from Wales, which we haven't mentioned, but we're trying to cut the show time down a bit. As Ciaran tends to talk. But no, it's another really good, exciting show to look forward to. And Welsh boxing fans really need to get out and support this show. So the big promoters will keep on coming back here.
Yeah, and so, like you said at the top of the show, so it's a new venue. First time we're boxing in this ice rink.
Yeah.
So hopefully this can be a regular venue. But like you said, it's up to the Welsh fans. We all moan saying that people don't go to these shows, or there's not enough shows in Wales. But if it sells out and does well, then promoters will certainly come back.
Yeah, I know. And there's no reason why a show like this, with some of the talent we got on here, it shouldn't do well. Yeah.
I just want to touch on. Since the last show, Nick Blackwell fought Eubank. All right, we know Nick isn't Welsh, but he trains in Cardiff. Obviously, we're wishing Nick all the best. I think he's pretty good shape now. He's recovered from his injury. I just want to sort of say as well, I think the way the Eubank senior has sort of used the situation, there's a lot of the media tried to imply that Eubank was saying to his son Junior to go to the body, try and save Nick punishment. I just think it's total nonsense.
Yeah.
I just think Eubank Senior has manipulated the situation just for his own publicity, to just see himself on television. And
the only reason why he was given them directions was because he knew he wasn't going to stop him with any head shots, because he wasn't really. Nick was never really hurt or phased or wobbled by any of them shots.
No.
And he was always in the fight. So they was thinking, right, let's take him to the body, slow him down and try and break him down that way. That was the only reason why they was using them tactics. It wasn't saving from any more punishment. Yeah,
exactly. But I think some of the non-boxing media have they saw this little clip on the internet and sort of tried to make out the Eubank Senior as some saint. Whereas actually all he's done, I think, is try and manipulate the situation just to try and get a bit more publicity for himself.
Yeah.
His little mini media tour which he done after the fight on Channel 4 on BBC, which I think is a bit disrespectful, really, if anything.
Typical Eubank.
Eubank, yeah. So anyway, just wishing Nick all the best if you're watching this, Nick.
All the best, Nick.
All the best, mate. And I think that about sums up the show, John. Try and keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll have, after this excellent show in Cardiff, next show will be a bit of a review talking about some of the great fights. So before we sign off, just once again thanks to Demon Shields, our sponsor. Contact them on Facebook, on Twitter. John's forgot his iPad today now, so we can't show the logo. But they're the leading manufacturer of gum shields in Wales.
See you all Saturday the 14th.